Let's play a game of real or fake on today's podcast. How long can these guys stay in the top half of the East? Jaylen Brown, Josh Minott shooting, Jordan Walsh, all of that right now on the Locked On Celtics podcast.
Beantown, be ever ready. It's the C's. Who else could it be? What they gon' say now? Screaming like JT, Karalis. We kept the madness every game, every practice. Prime time, Depp and D White on the sideline. Rain and Jace, how it started, raising business, how we finished. Locked on Celtics pod, home of the winners.
Hey there, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast, right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every day. Your team is the Boston Celtics, and I talk about them Monday through Friday, plus bonus podcasts when they play in the weekends. Next week, we start like 2 straight weeks of podcasts. They're all free. They're available everywhere. They're on YouTube, so go ahead and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Watch the show. Hop into the comments section. If you're new to the show, I am John Karalis, beat writer covering the Celtics for Boston Sports Journal. I've been doing a version of this job for about 20 years, doing this podcast for 10 years on this show. And I've written a couple of books about the team. Today's show is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase of tickets to whatever you want on the Game Time app. We're playing a game of real or fake today. Later on, we'll get to how long these guys can stay in the top half of the East. Can they finish there? We'll get into Jaylen Brown. We'll get into Josh Minott. We'll get into all of that stuff. And we're going to do it with Tom Westerholm.
Thank you. This is a perfect opportunity for me to finally admit to your listeners and your viewers that I am actually fake. You've been
real or fake. First real or fake, Tom Westerholm.
Yeah, I know.
Fake.
Which makes sense. I mean, to have somebody this handsome on your show would be
tough. We couldn't
do
do 2 people as handsome as that. It's just overload. So we had to do the
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You couldn't on a sports
this
podcast.
Is it right here. The internet issues here, very clearly AI. Tom Westerholm is AI generated, and we're seeing technical issues with it right now.
Am I here still?
I don't even know what you said. Something just went very wrong with your feed, and there he goes. We'll get Tom back in a second. Later on, can the Celtics stay in the top 5 offense? Have we rebooted the server?
I've done very little, but we've tried nothing, and we'll see if nothing works.
Oh, God. We've tried nothing, and we're all out of ideas. That's for my Simpsons fans out there. Let's just start here with home court, and I'm gonna leave it at home court because right now the Celtics are the 3rd seed. Are they still 3rd? They are, yes, 3rd by a half game over Toronto, and the cup games could change that, could affect whatever. So I won't even say 3rd or just top 4. Real or fake, this team is a home court team this season, Tom.
I'm going real. I think that I don't, and that's 2 things, right? Number 1, I think that the Celtics team is better than you and I thought it was going to be. I think that, and I think I don't feel any regret over our preseason takes. I just think that, like, how could you have predicted that, like, 5 of the guys who they needed to hit would absolutely hit? Like, only the most wildly optimistic Celtics fan would have predicted this, but right. I think that we're seeing a lot of guys who actually can play ball, and like that's great. I think the other thing is that the East is pretty mediocre, and I am willing to put my chips down on the team that knows how to win, that has a documented history of knowing how to win and knowing how to close out games and knowing how to just do a lot of things right. So yeah, I think that I'm going real. I think that this is a good Celtics team, and in the East, that should be enough.
Okay, I agree that it is a good Celtics team. I'm going to say it is fake, just because I think, first of all, it's early, and I still think they are good enough to be in the top 6. So Detroit, New York, expected. Toronto, unexpected. They'll probably fall off. Orlando still has room to get better.
That's true.
I think they will ascend a little bit. Cleveland, too good to be 14-11. And I think that, yes, they have issues, but they're too good. They will get it together. And on top of that, the other side of why I think it's fake, the Celtics haven't had the injury bug yet.
That's true. That is true.
They've escaped. They've had some good injury luck. So I do expect
Celtics fans right now are absolutely screaming at you until their voice is hoarse that they actually have horrible injury luck and Jayson Tatum is out. But your point is taken.
Well, right. It's but since that injury,
since that one big one, it's been smooth sailing.
It's been, yeah. And so it's been good. Jaylen has played all but one game, and that was an illness, quote unquote. So I expect them to hit a little bit of a bump. And so with the Pistons, I don't think the Pistons will be the top seed, but maybe they will be. The Knicks are going to be about where they are. I expect a couple of teams to ascend. And so I just think that Boston is going to ultimately settle at 5th or 6th, which is going to be totally fine.
Yeah.
And it is not a commentary on where they are, what they've done, everything that they've accomplished so far. I 100% agree that everything you said about what makes the potential answer real is valid. It just expect a couple of things to happen that will drop them a couple of notches. And they're really only one game out of 5th. Actually, Orlando and Miami are tied for it. So it's still bunched up. A lot can happen.
It's very bunched up. I mean, one of the reasons that they're in 3rd is because there are a million teams that are all just like literally right on top of each other, right? Like like a week ago, the Celtics were in 8th and they were a game out of 4th. You know, it's like everybody is right there. So no question about that. No question that, like, you know, the injury luck, especially, like it, as much as Jayson Tatum negates that point to some extent, they like the fact that Jaylen has been as healthy as he has been is you know, really good. That's you can't expect everybody to be as healthy as they have been.
Well, it's funny because you say Jayson Tatum injury luck, and I had somebody while you were talking send me the link to Tatum's story on Instagram where he looks really, really good. And I'm not going to share it because I don't have the rights to it and we can't, but I'm just looking I'll show you the back of my phone as I'm looking at Jayson Tatum's story. You know what? I'm going to push back. I'm going to say what you just said about Jayson Tatum's injury luck is fake as well.
Hey, fair.
Because he's coming back, baby. He is coming back. There's look at this, man. Go to Jayson Tatum's story. He looks good. And let me tell you something. As someone who has been saying he will return this season from the beginning, I am waiting for the apology line to start right here to my left to tell the people who said I was crazy and didn't know what I was talking about. I'm telling you, this dude is coming back. In fact, I said March. Yeah, he might be back before March. So, like, he is looking good. There's no way you can tell me when you look at Jayson Tatum's Instagram story that dude should sit out the rest of this season. No chance. So I would say that's actually good injury luck for this season for a guy that had torn Achilles, that he looks this good this fast. I'd say that's good injury luck. So
I think that's fair. I guess the other thing that I will say, so 2 things to that. One, okay, if Jayson Tatum's got good injury luck, then why wouldn't he? If he comes back, doesn't that mean that the Celtics have a better chance of getting home court in the postseason?
Better chance of making to the top 4. I mean, sure. I will say that there's also, whoops, as I knocked my microphone off. I'm going to push back on that a little bit because I'm going to say that even though he looks this good in practice or, you know, individual workouts, he's going to have to come back and acclimate to the NBA. And I don't think he's going to jump back in and be Jayson Tatum right away.
That's fair.
I think that he's going to come back and it's going to take like a month for him to be anywhere close to consistently something resembling good. Like he'll be, so it'll be minutes restrictions. It'll be 5-minute stints. It'll be, just, and because they're going to try to work him in, I think there'll be like a little bit of a dip, like guys like Josh, Josh Minott, Jordan Walsh, we'll get to when we come back from the break. Those guys aren't going to get the same opportunities. It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period. So that might actually coincide with a tiny bit of a dip. Sure. And so I still stand by where where I landed.
The only other thing I would say is I don't love the way Cleveland looks. Like, I agree that there should be some kind of a surge. I don't love them this year. Something doesn't feel right there. Yeah. And then I've just never been a huge Orlando believer. I don't love that team either. So we'll see.
Well, no, all fair. So let's get into Jordan Walsh, who is the biggest question here. We'll get him and Josh when we come back. Today's show is brought to you by Mint Mobile. There's no reason to let big wireless drain your wallet, especially during the holidays. Right now, Mint Mobile is running their best deal of the year. Every one of their unlimited plans is 50% off. So you can lock in a 3, 6, or even 12-month unlimited premium wireless plan for just $15 a month. So it's easy to take your overpriced phone bill and give it the full Scrooge treatment. And what makes this even better is how simple Mint makes it to switch. No contracts, no nonsense, just real savings, real quality service. Switching to Mint lets you keep your same coverage for a lower price. It only takes a few minutes to set up. You can bring your own number without any issues. Bring your phone too. The service is fast, super reliable, and it just feels good knowing you're not overpaying just to stay connected. Turn your expensive wireless present into a huge wireless savings future. See what they did there? By switching to Mint. Shop Mint unlimited plans at mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. That's mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. Limited time offer, upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months plan required. That's a $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees, initial plan term only. Greater than 55 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Now, take it up a level and go ad-free. Join the Everydayer Club and get Locked On Celtics with no interruptions, members-only Discord access, and more, all for just $5 a month or $50 a year. Go to LockedOnCeltics.supercast.com, LockedOnCeltics.supercast.com, or just check the link in the show notes to learn more. Let's get back to the real or fake and bring Tom Westerholm back here for Jordan Walsh. And I think there's two things here with Jordan Walsh. There's the bigger, is just who he's become. Is this just real? And then there's his shooting, which is at 40+%, which we can compartmentalize. So let's just start at the overall. Jordan Walsh has arrived. Is this a real thing here, Tom?
I think this is a real thing that he's arrived. Yes. I think that we're looking at a really awesome defensive player. Somebody who can guard so many different positions, bother people like this. I think, if there's any question to it, it comes down to hey, is he going to keep trying hard? Because he's got all the tools, he's got all the athleticism, he's got the wingspan, he's got everything. So a lot of it just comes down to, will he keep trying hard? And I think the answer from what it looks, the way it looks is absolutely he's a super hard playing player. I love the way he, blows up opposing, ball handlers. I love the way he blows up opposing actions. I think it's all there for him. So I do think that there are, a lot. We can get to the shooting. I slightly different take on that, but I do think that as an NBA player, because before the season, you and I were talking, is this guy even an NBA player? I think that is an unequivocal yes to me at this point.
I do think it's real. I do think that Jordan Walsh is real. He is now part of this rotation. He will remain so. And I think he's going to be part of it for the foreseeable future, even with Tatum back. I think he's the type of guy that can accentuate Tatum and Brown. What I love is Jaylen doesn't have to be so gung-ho. And I think it's very interesting to me that Jaylen said this year that, man, we need somebody to go out there and cover their best defender. I mean, their best offensive player, because Jaylen always said he wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And now he's like, we
Jaylen's
need
tired, dog. He's tired. Jaylen
is tired. And for good reason.
Yep.
And so he's like, oh man, can somebody just take this off of my plate? And not that he's not playing defense, but it's just like, you go do all this other hard work. And Jordan's like, yeah, man, I can do that. Yep. He's playing incredible defense. So he's doing the things that he needs to do. The shot is fake, but I'm going to say fake-ish.
Yeah.
Because it's not look, only because of his history am I going to say he's not a 40% three-point shooter. I am willing to listen to him becoming a good three-point shooter, because there's something, I don't know, Tom, if you see it, you're the shooter. I look at his shot this year, I'm like, you know what? It looks good.
Yeah.
The actual release. I remember we had a conversation way back when where I was like, man, that ball is coming off his hand inconsistently. Sometimes it felt like it was coming off the middle finger. Sometimes it was coming off the ring. Like, he just could never get the hand right on the ball. Now it looks consistent. It looks fluid. The follow through is like his form. Whatever he's done over the years, I look at that jumper and I'm like, yeah, that probably should be going in. So I'm going to lean on history to say it's fake, only to say that it'll probably dip below 40%. I do not expect him to be a 40% three-point shooter. But if he settles this year at like 37.5, 38, that's totally fine. That's Derek White territory.
That's fantastic. Given what he does on the defensive end, that's awesome.
Oh my God. And if that's all he ever becomes, a 3-and-D monster like that, sign me up. So that I'm going to say real. And if you want to be positive and be like, it's real-ish or fake-ish on the shooting, however you want to classify it. I do think there's an ish in there, and I just need to see it more consistently.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I agree. I think that the 40% is probably a little fake. I think that being a decent shooter is very much within the cards for him. I also enjoy that the Celtics have another wing that you're like, oh, if he's a 3-and-D guy, that's great. Oh, Jordan Walsh is just gonna Jaylen Brown you. He's
that's
he's
right.
coming.
Which brings us to the other wing here, Josh Minott. You look, man, you got Jordan, who's 21. You got Josh, who's 23. They're basically the same dude. Jordan is shooting 45.7% from three. That's why I say it's fake. Now, Josh is shooting 44.6% from three. I don't know about you, man. I'm less confident in this one. I'm going to say this one is fake, even though it's been going in and he's been doing the why not, my not thing, which is fun as hell. That's not a shot that I can trust.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I agree. I'm going fake on this one too. It doesn't look sustainable to me. I mean, I think that when we're seeing the Celtics are really hot right now, right? Like Joe Mazzulla even said it after one of his, he's like, listen, we're shooting the ball very well right now. It's like, yeah man, like you see it. And again, I think with Minot, it's the same thing as Walsh, right? It's like, I'm not saying that he's going to be a bad shooter. I'm not saying that like his shooting overall is fake, but I think that this level of shooting is fake to me.
It's too much.
Too much.
And it is unlimited shot. And also a lot of it from the corner. So,
maybe that's right. That is true.
And he's shooting it with confidence. So the confidence is there. And so I 44.5%. Again, just like Jordan, 44.5% is like that's not right. Like he should not be.
That's not correct.
That's not, no. Of all the rotation guys, like Hugo Gonzalez, is he a rotation guy? Like he's shooting 47%. I don't know about that. Jordan's shooting 45.7. Josh is shooting 44.6. Luka Garza is shooting 44. Anthony Simons is shooting 40. Then you get to Sam Hauser, who's shooting 36. Jaylen 36. Pritchard 34. Derek White 33.8. It's almost like they folded the piece of paper and they opened it back up upside down. And they're like, okay, so yes, okay, these are the guys that should be shooting 40+% at this point in the season. No, wait a minute. That's not right. You flip the paper around like how no, we got this mixed up. The percentages from top to bottom seem like, okay, yeah, sure, those percentages are right. But if we were to play like a Price is Right game where you're like slotting the names in, like, no one would get these right except for maybe Anthony Simons.
Yeah. The numbers are right. The names are wrong. It's all. I know. Listen, if Pritchard starts, if Pritchard spikes himself up to 44-45% from three, that's also very good for the Celtics. Like that, if you end up flipping these, yeah, no problem, right? If the numbers get more normal, that will work out just fine for them as well. But yeah,
because I'd love to flip those because Derek White's taking 9.
Exactly, that's right.
8. Jaylen Brown's taking 6. Hauser's taking almost 6. I'd rather those guys start to creep up versus the guys at the top, because even though Josh is shooting 44.5%, he's making 1.3 per game. That's half of what Derek White is making at 33.8%. He's making 3.1 per game. Let's get an extra one out of him. Let's get him going. So and that'll bring us into the next segment here. Let's start with Jaylen Brown. We'll get into the Celtics offense overall when we come back, because those two kind of, I don't know, out of whack. We'll talk about that when we come back. Today's show is brought to you by Game Time. The World Cup is coming back to North America, and you want to go watch it. It's the first time since 1994, and with 48 teams for the first time ever, it's going to be a massive, massive event. Let's be honest, getting tickets, that's going to be very difficult. That's why Game Time is clutch. You get a chance to get a real advantage when it comes to snagging seats. You can track price drops in real time, get alerts when great seats open, buy tickets the moment they hit the app, and it puts the power back in your hands, and it makes going to the World Cup realistic instead of impossible. You pull up the app, the layout makes it very simple to scroll through matchups and compare seat views. There are a lot of arenas involved, and you probably haven't been to most of these, if not maybe all of these. So you're going to want to see the seat view. It's right there. You can literally see what the pitch looks like from your exact seat before you buy. Pick a game, tap a section. You have your tickets within minutes. No confusion, no hunting for the fine print, and all the fees. Nope, forget them. They're included in the price up front, so no last-second surprises. Take the guesswork out of buying World Cup tickets at every match, concert, or event with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, download the app, make an account, use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go, Game Time. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Did your show make the Locked On? Did your Spotify wrap include Locked On Celtics? Did we make your Spotify wrap? Prove it on social media. You can get a free month in our new Everydayer Club. Just tag the National Locked On Podcast Network account on any social platform, and we will drop you a code. Be one of the first to join the Everydayer Club and get your favorite show ad-free and exclusive access to the members-only Discord channel. If you're on video, we'll send you the first ever 24/7 national YouTube page channel. On audio, make sure you make your second listen NBA Game Night. So go check that out on Locked On Celtics.supercast.com. All right, let's get back to the real or fake. I put Jaylen Brown first, but since we were talking about the offense, let's just go into the offense. Yeah. The Celtics offense is currently second in offensive rating, according to NBA.com. Second in offensive rating. Nobody expected that. So real or fake, Tom, I'm not even going to say second. Let's just leave it somewhere in the top 5. The Celtics offense will finish this year somewhere in the top 5.
I think somewhere in the top 5 seems plausible, but a little optimistic. I think that somewhere like in the top 6 or 7, it just feels a little bit more realistic with what we're seeing. I think that, we're seeing, I mean, I guess some of it depends on like, is Jaylen Brown just this guy now? Like, is he just 50 some odd percent mid-range shooter, who can do all this stuff? I mean, that's big. Can they flip the 3-point shooting, right? Like can Pritchard start making his normal clip from 3-point range? Can Derek White? Can Sam Hauser? Can Minot and Walsh, like, even if they're not going to be 46% 3-point shooters, can they, like you said, can they stay in like that 37% range? Like, I think those are the questions. And it so much has gone right here in the early going that to me, I think that top 5, I don't want to say necessarily fake, because I do think that like in the 4 or 5 range is plausible. So I'll say like real-ish. I'm going to go the opposite of fake-ish. I'm going to go real-ish. I think this is a good offense. I think there's a lot of really good players on this team, and they're being led by an all-NBA guy who is just absolutely killing everything right now. Like, Jaylen's been awesome, and a little bit of slippage here or there could drop them a bit. So like, I don't want to discount the possibility of slippage, but I do think that this is a good team and a good offense, and Jaylen Brown is, we'll get to him, but he's one heck of a player.
So number 1 is Denver. Number 3 is New York. Number 4 is Houston. Number 5 is OKC. I expect those teams to stay there.
Yeah.
Now, if I say fake, who's knocking them out? Is it the Lakers at 6, the Spurs, the Timberwolves, the Pistons, the Cavs? The Cavs are at 115.9. So 115.9 points per 100 possessions. The Celtics are at 122. I think one of the things that's going to keep them up there is they are starting to play with a better pace. They are last in the league, and they are last in December, but I just feel like they are able to get a ton of shots up, and like I haven't even seen field goal attempts, like, and that's probably gonna be low on top of everything. No, look, so here's like the dichotomy of their pace thing, and then we could play real or fake with the pace thing too. I think that's a little bit of fake. The Celtics are last in pace, but they're 9th in the NBA in field goals attempted with 90.5. So explain to me how you could be last in pace, but putting up 90 shots per game, because that seems like a fast-paced team to me.
For sure. I mean, for one thing that does that is that they are a good offensive rebounding team, so there are extra shots going up from that, which helps. Right. But yeah, no, I mean, it like, and I mean, I don't know, like, eye test is like, it does look faster than last in the NBA. Right. They don't look like a last in the NBA team.
They are 6th in offensive rebounding.
Yeah.
With 12 per game.
Yeah.
And they are 7th in steals. So those two things pump up their possessions.
Yeah.
So what I see, I think, is real top 5 offense, because part of it is fueled by putbacks. Part of it is fueled by the defense, which it's again, they're now 17th in defense. Let me see. Is it still? Yeah, 17th in defense, which is like, because they foul too much. But their defense is good enough for them to put up the shots, and that's going to pump up their offensive numbers. So I think they're going to stay up there. I'm going to say their top 5 offense is going to be real, which kind of jives with what we said coming in, that I question their defensive ability because of, like, I questioned how good Nimi was going to be, but now he's turned out to be pretty good. But
yeah,
he's not on the floor all the time. And protecting the rim is still like a little bit of an issue. They're trying the small ball thing, which is up and down.
But importantly, the small ball offensive numbers are crazy, right? Like so like that, matters too. Yeah.
So this notion that they were going to outscore teams, that's kind of what they're doing in a lot of regards. Like, so I think the offense staying in the top 5, I buy it. That's real to me.
Honestly, when you read the teams that were below them, I made me want to get rid of the ish, like, because I don't think the Lakers are coming for them. offensively. I don't think
No.
I don't like, you know, of the teams that you mentioned, I would say like maybe the Spurs, but like, I don't know, like, are the Spurs going to be healthy enough all year to put something consistent together? I don't know. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think Minnesota has a chance.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm keeping Boston in the top 5 offensively. Jaylen
Yep.
Brown, big reason why.
Yep.
So Jaylen Brown, real or fake, like this is an all NBA season. He is shooting crazy from the field this season. He is, let's see here. From 3, he's shooting 36%, which is his highest since the 2021 season.
Mm-hmm.
From 2, he's shooting 54.5%, which he has shot better from 2 before, but he's shooting just about 50% from mid-range. So is this real or is this fake? And my only question about whether it remains real or fake is, does that mid-range number stay where it is? And I think, Tom, the Jordan Walsh thing that we started with makes me want to say real, because he's passing off the major defensive responsibilities, which means Jaylen can still play defense, but against lesser players.
Yeah.
And so he can kind of focus on some of the other stuff he needs to do offensively. And the pace number, I think, is because Jaylen needs to slow things down sometimes. Totally fine. Not worried about that. I'm more worried about the field goal attempts. I like where he is. Maybe the shooting will level off, but they're hitting a point now where they get some rest. I'm in. I think Jaylen's playing with a ton of confidence. I think Jaylen Brown is for real. This is an all NBA season for him. And as I said in yesterday's podcast, like there's a potential, especially with guys like Giannis. There's guys going to start drifting off and not being eligible. So I think Jaylen had the potential to be in consideration for first team anyway. At this point, it's too early to say what he would be. But we're also starting to see guys drop off. And I'm like, oh, well, then that would answer a lot of questions. So I'm being optimistic here. I'm saying Jaylen Brown is real.
Yeah, I think I okay. So I guess I want to go with real. I'm a little bit concerned, like you, about the mid-range shooting. That's the number that concerns me about real. But the thing that I want to do is I want to bet on Jaylen Brown. This season, it feels like this is the season to bet on Jaylen Brown. I don't mean like gamble. I'm not talking about that. I just mean like this is the season to say Jaylen Brown, like believe in him this year, because like he's been awesome. I think when you watch him, there's such a clear kind of purpose to the way he's playing. Like he knows what he wants to do in a game. He knows like he seems to really know what he wants to do this year. He seems to have a very clear understanding of what his goals are, what he wants to show, what he wants to accomplish, and what his role is in all of that. So yeah, I'm gonna go real on Jaylen, just because I really think that like you're not going to hurt yourself by believing in Jaylen Brown this season. I don't think. I think that you're not setting yourself up for any disappointment with him.
I agree. I agree with that. Betting on Jaylen is a good idea, I think, this season. Yeah. True shooting, which factors in 3-point shooting and free throws, he is at 58.9%, which is good. Anything the closer you get to 60, obviously, is fantastic. But 58.9% is currently that would be his highest true shooting percentage of his career. The effective field goal percentage, which is just weighted to include 3-pointers, is currently well, he had a stretch there at above 55%. He's at 54.5%, but that's still a really good number. And he leads the league in 2-point makes and 2-point attempts. So it's just the way he's shooting, the way he's going. I do like everything that you said. I like where he is. Let me see here. His assist percentage is at 25, which is 3.5 points higher than it was last year, and 8 or 9 points higher than it was previous to any of this stuff. So he is playing just wonderfully offensively, and his usage rate is like through the roof at 36%.
And that's the thing. He's still this efficient when his usage is this high. Like he has scaled everything up. And I don't like scaling up is hard. It's really hard to do that in the NBA, and he's just done it, and he looks this good. That's impressive stuff.
Yeah. It's not just numbers going up because he's putting up more shots or anything like that. He is putting up more shots, but it's not like a ton more. He took 17.7 last year. He's at 21.6. So like 4 more shots per game. That's not like outrageous, but he's averaging 7 more points. It's, so yeah. I'm in. I'm absolutely in on Jaylen Brown this year.
Yeah.
So Celtics are a good team, man. They're good. We'll see what levels off though. Tom, appreciate you for hopping on as always.
Appreciate you, man.
And I do appreciate you, the listener, the viewer watching on YouTube, the everydayer who's with me every Monday through Friday. Remember, we have the Everydayer Club, which you go to lockedonceltics.supercast.com. If we made your Spotify Wrapped, tag the Locked On Podcast Network on any social media platform, and you will get a free month there. So if you want the show ad-free for $5 a month, $50 a year, you can do that on the Everydayer Club. So go ahead there and do that. You can always stick around here for free. There's no problem with me. However you want to do it, I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you watching. Now I would love it if you shared the podcast and told everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.